마지막 1라운드 마지막 경기 오늘의 마지막 경기 이제 곧 시작됩니다.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Ace match. Free versus Anytime PvP on match point. This is the ace match, guys. Woongjin versus ROKAF. And we have Anytime representing ROKAF and Free representing Woongjin. So it's going to be a PvP on match point. Really, I think they've modified this map so that it's no longer Terran favored. So all the teams are throwing out Protoss players, and we are seeing now who is in which spawn. We have Anytime as the red Protoss in the top right, and Free is in the bottom left as the white Protoss. So yeah, so because you can no longer shell the natural expansion from the low ground, people are just, it's become more of a Protoss favored map. So there's gonna be Protosses all over the place on this sucker. And yeah, so in this matchup, I'm going to go ahead and say Anytime has not been playing that often, so I can't really judge his performances. He's always been just kind of good. He hasn't been phenomenal. He's had phenomenal showings, but he's never been consistently phenomenal for any amount of time, and he's never been consistently bad either. So, I don't know. I can't really say much about him. Free, on the other hand, is kind of in the same boat. However, I'd have to put him a little bit above Anytime. So I'm going to favor him a little bit in this one, but I mean, as far as it goes, it's PvP. Really, anything can happen. It's going to come down to one little micro fight, and we're going to have to see how it goes. As well as these build orders, both players opening up standard, no one going for 12 next or anything crazy like that. The only difference we're going to see here is maybe if they throw down a second nexus or when the gas, or sorry, a second gateway, and when the gas timing is. Both these players are going to scout also at the exact same time. So mirror, mirror, we're going to see how it goes. And we've no longer got SC Soul Seeker with us. He actually had to go to, I think he got a call from the corner, and he's going to go cry in it now. So Varosh, what do you have to say about this match?
Oh, are you sure you don't want me to comment on how much of a pussy Soul is? Alright, well, if you want me to talk about the match, I guess. Freeze in yellow and Anytime's in red, just in case people didn't read the description. And Anytime, I think, has been consistently not bad for the longest time out of anybody, and he's still hovering around 50% even on ROKAF, so even going to the Air Force hasn't necessarily made him bad. Did I mention that Soul's afraid to commentate Protoss versus Protoss? He's like, this match scares me. I'm gonna go, and I think he's looking for his blanket right now. But and yeah, Anytime, he's won an OSL and he's come second place in an OSL. Like, he's got a pretty distinguished career going for him, and he's a very good player. And Free's been decent lately. He's been good lately, but not on top of his game. I think 6 months ago he was like one of the 6 dragons when they named the dragons, and I think he slipped a little bit from that illustrious spot. But both players are still in good form, and I think it's going to be a pretty close, pretty even Protoss versus Protoss.
Oh, just so you guys know, you guys probably didn't get the message, but the reason Soulseeker had to leave was he's got ballet coming up, so we had to go and put on his leotard, and that can be kind of an intricate process. So he's a little bit busy for the next few minutes, so he couldn't really join us here. But like you said, between Anytime and Free is one of the 6 dragons, but his weakness has always been versus Protoss. He's under 50% versus Protoss. There's a reason for that. When you compare him to the other dragons, Jangvi, Best, Stork, he's just not usually as good as they are. But he did get a nice little Manor Pylon there, but it's kind of late. Usually you want to get Manor Pylons off when the other player only has 1 Zealot, or preferably no Zealots. When they have 2, the Banner Pylon kind of goes down pretty quickly, so we saw a very, very quick cancellation. Didn't really do much of anything. Good place for it, but just didn't really do much of anything. Both players pretty up. I think they're still in mirror mode right now. Until one of the probes dies, we won't see any sort of a tech going down. And the probe is almost dead. Free's probe is almost dead. Anytime's probe has been chased away. Free's going to try and save that, or just by having around delay the tech for a couple seconds more. Not too significant, although if he keeps dancing around and Anytime refuses to micro that Dragoon through his mineral line, it could stale. Oh my god, is he actually going to get that probe away? If he gets that probe away, that would just be ridiculous. But no, he does finally get caught. Free with some pretty probe micro there from the Pretty Toss. That's right, I'm going to call him the Pretty Toss. If he's going to nickname himself Pretty, I'm going to call him Pretty. And if he thinks that's cool, well, that's on him. I beg to disagree. But it doesn't look like either player's throwing down any tech. Instead, what we're seeing is an expansion from Free. So we're going to go see some heavy expansion. And there's the robotics facility. So yeah, it looks like we're going to have a huge differentiating difference in strategy right now. We're going to have 2-gate Zealots from Anytime and a quick Nexus from Free. So if Free's able to defend, it's pretty much an auto win for him. And if Anytime does a lot of damage with the 2-gate Goons, because he will have significantly more military might, if he can get a good push off, then he will win. But yeah, huge difference in strategy right now.
Yep, and I might have to disagree a little bit. I have seen a lot of. I do agree that that Free is going to have the advantage at this point, especially if Anytime goes for observers. However, if he does go for Reaver Tech, he's going to have the ability to push in there, especially on this map. The way this map works, he's going to be able to shoot Reaver Scarabs up the ramp through that choke and at the forces, and as well as he can just maneuver a couple of grids to the left, and he's going to be able to do some probe harass at the same time. So it's going to be an interesting little micro fight there. But yeah, unfortunately with this kind of matchup, you know, the mirror matchup, you do know what's going to happen. It's got to go one way or the other. Somebody's going to win that fight, and then it's going to come out that one guy's going to be ahead of the other. So right now it's just going to be Anytime's going to have to be a little bit more aggressive, and he is throwing down a Nexus of his own. I think that's a little bit of a mistake. However, he has not seen the Nexus on the other side of things, so he's not going to know that that's a mistake for quite some time. And we do see Observer Tech going up for Free as well. So Free is mining a little bit quicker here. And he's getting up his robotic support bay as well, so he's going to have some Reavers out. We have yet to see if Anytime, however, has gone for the Observer Tech. Yeah, okay, sorry, he did, as it's on screen. He did go for the Observer Tech first. Very unfortunate, however, he didn't get the scout in, so there's no way of telling what he should have went. He would have just had to completely up in the air guess it, and he would have been at risk to a DT attack if he didn't go for Observers first. So, you know, Free going a little bit unstandard here, going a little bit against the norm. However, he is going to have a nice ramp to defend down, and he's going to force Free to either fight up that ramp or go all the way around the map. And if he goes all the way around the map, he's going to just completely get out macroed, and the supply route's just going to come into such a huge, such a huge factor that he's just going to fall behind him more and more. So yeah, I will have to say that if Anytime's a little bit behind here, but I don't put it past him to come out with some kind of epic, uber, frickin' disgusting Reaver shuttle micro. So that's, I think, what it's going to come down to anyways. Don't count him out, though.
Yeah, definitely. Just unfortunate by Anytime that... Oh, and Free, that's pretty good. Free picks off the Observer when his first Observer came out. Anytime got tech out faster and his expansion up slower, but the tech out faster isn't really going to make a colossal difference for him because of the travel distance. By the time his first Reaver would get to Free, Free would have his own Reaver already, and just... his expansion was delayed, and you hate to see that. Just kind of like an unfortunate build order thing, kind of like seeing an overpool versus a 12 pool. It just sucks for the guy who went overpool, and he really doesn't have very much compensation for it. And you can see already Free's putting up a third and fourth gateway. Anytime's only putting up a third, so he's just going to be a little bit behind. But you know, back in 2006, to be a good Protoss, you had to be good at Reavers. It was a much more essential part of the game, and I feel that Anytime just now putting up his fourth gateway, I feel that having it be Goons and Reavers favors Anytime a little bit in terms of micro. I feel like Anytime's a very good Reaver player, a very good shuttle Reaver microer, and Free, I've seen him lose some shuttles in colossally stupid ways in the past, so I think Free definitely has a pretty solid advantage, but just one shuttle going down could turn it all around, and that's one of the things I really like about Protoss versus Protoss, that it's a simple mistake in micro can turn around a game so much.